32 minutes, 21 seconds. 5-second tone followed by a 1-second pause.
You are listening to Spaceboy Universe.
Okay, gang, let's go.
From the space city called Houston, Texas, welcome to Spaceboy Universe, featuring Spaceboy and the lovely Roulette. So strap in and prepare for launch sequence. And remember, it's Spaceboy's Universe, and you're in it.
Once again, it is Spaceboy, and you're tuned in to Spaceboy Universe. Ow! Today, we're dealing with show number 038 on this lovely June the 7th, which makes it Tuesday. In fact, if you check your menu, today is Taco Tuesday. Follow us on Twitter at the SB Universe. You can do the hashtag at SB Universe. You can follow Solana at Solana, and you can follow me also at Spaceboy Music. We're also on Facebook at Spaceboy Universe. In fact, if you want to become a friend of or a space cadet of the universe, there is a thing called SBU Cadets, I believe, on Facebook that you can get a part of the action. If you want to follow the other, Space Cadets chatting, you can go to spaceboyuniverse.com, click the chat bubble at the top in the player, and that'll take you to where all the chatters are going on. You'll be with the cool people. As always, you can always check us out on demand, Spreaker, SoundCloud, YouTube, and iTunes. And man, I love podcasting, don't you? And without any further ado, I'd like to introduce to you my lovely co-host, Solana. How are you, Solana?
If I sound tired, it's because I am.
That's because she burnt the midnight oil last night.
I was just minding my own business, trying to live my life. Can't sleep.
Yeah, I can understand. There's a little bit of that going around. So, other than that, what else is going on? It's a legitimate question. Hey, I'm asking you a question.
No, that's right. I'm tired, and I'm sorry I did not prep.
That's fine, but we could have a conversation right now, can't we?
I did see something quickly out of the corner of my eye here.
We'll talk about it.
This article says, move into the Overlook Hotel with this virtual reality version of The Shining.
Yeah, I think I saw that earlier today.
So you can get a 360 look inside the hotel, The Shining, because, you want to.
Mm-hmm.
The Shining 360 is a 3D video virtual reality experience, makes all your spooky wishes come true. It's a 30-minute journey. You don't need a special VR headset or anything. It's features like point and click as like a video screen. So I'm just reading.
A little closer to the mic.
If I get any closer, I'm going to face plant on it.
Well, I just want to make sure you're getting in there. There we go. Pushed it forward a little bit. Sorry for the noise. Anyway, yeah, I did see that. That's pretty interesting. I guess if you want to get the full Shining experience, you can do that in virtual reality. It seems like, your prediction this year about virtual reality is really taking off.
Yeah.
When we made that prediction. A lot of people are digging the VR stuff. In fact, I
got the money.
I had a good chuckle over one where there was, actually it was two, but the one I was more into was this woman was trying to fend off, I guess, zombies or something.
It was a bit too real for her.
It was, yeah, she was tripping out, screaming, and so, YouTube is slowly starting to get these videos of people in VR, having fun. And
I like it when they're really into it like that, and they're already scared, and then somebody in the room comes up behind them and touches them, and they actually just like a cat shoots straight up in the air.
I'm sure if they do that, they better be careful, because I'm sure they'll get their stuff knocked off. And but yeah, with the full immersive 3D and virtual sense, you're playing. It's like it's virtual reality, so it's like you're in reality but not. It's virtual. Wow, that's a lot of words there. So another thing, I love food, don't you?
It's necessary.
Yeah, it is necessary. Basically, Twinkies is coming out with a Ghostbusters edition of Key Lime Slime.
I saw that. I don't know if I've already saw a picture of it or if it's already in the store.
I don't know.
I'm not going to eat that.
Because you're not much of a key lime person, which is surprising, because you tend to like pies like that. Like I know you like French silk, and you like what were some of the other ones you like that have kind of a gelatin look to it? And no, I've always thought you're not like me. I like apple pie.
I don't like meringue or any snot-filled pies or anything like that.
Well, some of those are fun. I could go for a key lime pie. I like the lime in a pie, but I'm like a pumpkin pie, a pecan pie, apple pie with a little scoop of ice cream on top. That sounds good, doesn't it? So Ghostbusters stretching out the merchandising into Twinkies. Actually, it made me hungry for Twinkies. That's why I bring it up. I saw that and I thought, man, it's been a long time since I had a Twinkie.
Well, we almost lost them forever.
Right, exactly.
Along with ding dongs and ho-hos.
Oh, that's just a crime. Do
you want to live in that world? I don't know.
It was hard there until that company bought them out. Bimbo, is it? Bimbo. And but thankfully they did. And then, of course, once they did, they kind of they only made Twinkies in one flavor for the longest time. Now that company's bought them out, they've made them with chocolate-covered Twinkies.
They've lost their minds.
Oh, well, when you've got such a great item like a Twinkie, you can lose your mind a little bit and, go to Snack Town on that.
Banana Twinkies. Chocolate-covered banana Twinkies.
Yes. Cats
and dogs living together.
So, if you see it in your shop, I'm still waiting for the High C Ectoplasma drink.
They're holding that out for last second, huh?
Yeah, I can only assume that, watch the movie come out and flop, and I'm not saying it's going to flop. I'm just saying it flops, and then, they put out the Ecto Cooler, and then they immediately take it off because the movie flopped. That would make me...
Did that happen, or...?
No, the movie hasn't come out yet. I'm just saying, like a possible scenario where they take the Ecto Cooler off the market as soon as the movie comes out and flops. And I'm not saying it's going to flop, but you've been as we've been moving forward, everybody, we're going to Comic Palooza not this Saturday, but the following Saturday, and we are gathering together our wish list interview people. Are we correct on that, Solana?
Yes.
Yes. So
I didn't think about it.
Yeah, I understand. You're firing on 3 versus 4 cylinders.
Yeah, wow.
Sure.
It's bad. I'm sorry.
Hey, trust me, we'll make it through tonight. In fact, if somebody wants to call in at any time, 713-701-5214, you can. We have the phone lines open, and we can discuss whatever you want to discuss when you call in. It's a kind of an open mic.
We can discuss whatever's wrong with me, whatever's wrong with you.
But keep the stuff clean. We like to keep the conversation clean, and then of course no haters out there. So because we don't have time for haters. So I was going to talk about this other topic that came up that we saw. The FFA warns of a GPS outage.
That is so strange.
I'm pretty blown away by that. Let me read a part of this. Gizmodo is the author of this article, and it says, apparently starting today, it appears the U.S. military will be testing a device or devices that will potentially jam GPS signals for 6 hours each day. we say appears because because the tests were announced by the FFA. It's FAA. I'm telling you, I'm getting stutter attacks today. Wait, give it to you?
Yeah, you want me to read it?
Yeah, I've got it right here.
Oh.
I'm doing all right. Give me the keys, Lisa. Let's see. Name that famous '80s show. But are centered near the U.S. Navy's largest installation in the Mojave Desert, and the Navy won't tell us much more about what's going on. The FAA issued an advisory warning pilots on Saturday that the GPS could be unreliable during 6 different days this month, primarily in the southwestern United States, on June 7th, 9th, 21st, 23, 28, and the 30th. The GPS interference testing will take place between 9:30 a.m. and 3:30 p.m. Pacific time. But if you're on the ground, you probably won't notice any interference. So my thing about that is that what's up with that?
That is very strange. We watched something about that about 10 minutes ago, and
yeah,
I don't know. I'm not surprised they even bothered to reveal that they were going to do that.
Our good friends at Secure Team, we watched their video, and related to this, I had seen this on Facebook earlier today, and I guess he basically showed the letter of, I guess, from the Navy that they had put out in regards to this. Now, what gets it even stranger is that this is going to be a 500-mile radius just north of Los Angeles. I mean, can you imagine taking the GPS out and close to a major city like Los Angeles?
If that covers where my relatives are.
Yeah, it covers because it goes all the way out into the ocean. It goes
tell them
far,
just to get out.
It goes as far south as the Baja California, and as far north as Oregon. So, I mean, it's a pretty sizable area that we're talking about that is going to be not working in. Now, they say, yeah, on the ground you're fine, you're cool, don't worry about it. But if you're, do you recall the altitude that they were talking about that they were testing in?
No, you just said a 500-mile radius.
Yep.
You said that was on the X plane, not the Y plane.
Exactly. So, no telling how far up into the atmosphere they're trying to knock out this signal. I'd be leery of, flying any commercial airlines or private jets or anything like that. Pretty crazy stuff.
So
now,
if you need GPS above 50 feet in the air, it ain't happening?
Yeah, I guess it's not. Now, this kind of I hate to make a connection to other things when I don't have any proof, but you know what bothers me, Sirlana, is that, one, you have this, right? Now, when we went out towards California last year, you remember how they were moving all those troops out towards the coast?
A lot of military vehicles.
A lot of military vehicles.
Big, heavy vehicles.
Yes, and then you have...
Black helicopters.
Black helicopters, and then you have something even weirder where you had Walmarts that were closing down or because of plumbing issues. It kind of really makes you wonder what the heck is going on.
They've never closed a Walmart because of plumbing issues. Believe me, I've been in the women's restroom. No way that's true.
I will back you up on that. As a man, I've seen many disgusted restrooms, and men just are terrible when it comes to...
Yeah, but you men can only do 2 or 3 things. Well, women have extra things they can do.
No, well, still, I mean, as a man, you're not going to want to go sit in the men's room because who knows what that water is all over.
Right, but it doesn't look like a crime scene at sometimes.
But the bottom line is you have Walmarts are being closed for supposedly plumbing issues, which I think is a bunch of hooey anyway, because... some of the restrooms they've had have been, there are no Buc-ee's. You know what I mean?
Yes. Oh my goodness. We've covered that.
Yes, we have covered that, but it's important.
We did cover that. Or did I dream that?
No, we covered that. We didn't. We covered it.
Reality is starting to blur.
Yeah, we covered it. It's okay, dear. We'll make this. Hold my hand. So I guess what Sirlana is saying is 713-701-5214.
It's a desperate cry for help.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I don't really know what's going on, but You know the old phrase, when it quacks like a duck, it must be a duck, right?
Sure.
Are you following your nails? Or okay, just checking. Want to make sure. Do you know who John Hamm is?
Yes.
He played on Mad Men.
I've been given to understand that he's somewhat good looking.
He is, and I'll freely
To
admit
each their own.
To each their own. He's a handsome man. The fact is that there's been some scuttlebug out there that Archer that wants to do. They want to do
Live action Archer.
a live action Archer, and John Hamm has been like I want to play Archer. Because
he said that?
Yeah, he said that. He wants to play the live action Archer.
I thought it was H. John Benjamin wanted to do it. Wanted Ham to do it.
Well, I mean, he probably is another person. So, I mean, because he's not. I mean, John Hamm, not John Hamm, but H. What is it again?
H. John Benjamin.
I
don't know why he goes by like that.
It makes him different. Makes him stand out. But I mean, obviously,
His voice makes him stand out.
He doesn't look like Archer.
No.
And on a good day, I don't even think he looks like Bob from Bob's Burgers.
No.
But yeah, it would be kind of really cool to see a live-action Archer movie.
That would be crazy because they keep saying that the characters are not based off the actors.
Right.
And they showed the live models.
Right.
But a lot of the characters who do the voices sure look dead on in the animation, especially the character Cyril Figgis.
Yes.
Looks like that guy.
Mm-hmm. I believe we're down by an episode. We haven't seen the latest one, but
we haven't.
Yeah, we haven't seen that one.
Let's save that for
a
when
special
things
occasion.
get real bad.
when the GPS goes out over our house,
like a day or two from now, you know.
Okay, yeah, the GPS is out. McDonald's has stopped selling Big Macs and
Big what?
Big Macs. I know. I count blah 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 blah.
They don't sell the big backs. You just get one from.
Yeah, I don't want to have that hot dog thing in the back of my neck. You know, I'm like.
You like big backs, and you can't not like.
I guess so. So
there's a Kickstarter fund to start to make a coffee tea brewing alarm clock. I can get on board with that.
So what would again? Oh, wait, because it does make tea. Because you're not much of a coffee drinker.
No, it makes tea. It's it's like a little science set with a teacup underneath it on top of an alarm clock.
I'd be kind of leery of having. Is it open up? I mean, how is? In other words, what I'd be nervous about is
Prototype.
something flying in.
Yeah, and our place is just there's just no.
There's too many insects.
There's too much going on.
Yeah, too much going on
in the air.
Did you happen to read about the Life in the Matrix article?
If this is recent, no.
So I was kind of glancing around, and I happened to see an article which I am now looking for, and but even if I don't find, Dennis actually posted that out there in reference. Elon Musk made headlines today by claiming that we're living in a future video game. And basically, surprisingly, in recent years, there's been more evidence coming out to support this, and it might explain both ghosts and UFOs.
If that's true, then whoever's playing my character is really crappy, and I need to level up. Need to get good, son.
Well, I think you kind of mentioned that I could make sure that you get your game on for Comic Palooza coming up. Did I mention we're going to Comic Palooza?
I'm not sure if you have or not.
Yeah, we're going to Comic Palooza. So, but yeah, the thing is that I find interesting about that article is the original movie, The Matrix, even kind of brought up the fact about little strange things like, I guess it was UFOs and monsters and how it affects the Matrix itself. There's been a lot of talk out there about if we are in a holographic universe.
I've heard that theory before.
And what do you think of the idea of being virtual?
Well, again, I'm going to have to refer back to a Star Trek episode because naturally that's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
How do you prove you're not in one.
Right.
I refer you back to the, don't remember the name of it, but it's a Star Trek The Next Generation episode where the guy who played the butler on The Nanny played Moriarty, which is Sherlock Holmes' arch nemesis. And, you know, boy, did they love to LARP and cosplay in the future. So they were LARPing and cosplaying Sherlock Holmes, and they wanted a more challenge, and they made Moriarty smarter. So it gave Data more of a challenge because, you know, Data's an android and he's smarter than anybody. Well, Moriarty takes over the ship, and they don't have a way to make holograms solid to take them out of the hologrid. Not till Voyager, anyway. And they couldn't convince him this is something they can devote their time and efforts to. But he held the Enterprise hostage, and so they had to fake like they're doing it.
Right.
And it was successful. Well, what they did is they made a hologram of the entire universe in this little cube for him, and he'll be entertained for the rest of his life, not knowing he is in a small cube hologram.
Yeah, that was a good episode. In fact, it was one of those things where, you know, they initially programmed. It was like 2 episodes, but spaced like kind of like a year or so apart. But it was cool to have him back because he was on that show, The Nanny.
Yes.
Yes,
It
and
says, as I mentioned
yeah,
previously.
I was just bringing it up again. No need to.
He was
Lash him.
smart alecky.
Yeah, the smart alecky
Yeah,
butler.
yeah.
Yes. So, but yeah, that was a pretty good episode. Yeah, I think I've often phrased to you, how can you trust the untrustable?
How can you disprove an unprovable?
Something to that effect? I mean, yeah.
What are you looking at me for? Just some
I was-
freaking dramatic pause there.
I was just looking for some insight on that.
I was just trying to type and chat.
Okay, well, good. We'll continue to chat with our space cadets that are out there. Let's see here. So we're moving on to. Can you believe this? Okay, we are customers of Sprint, and so we have Sprint for our service for our phone needs, for our mobile phone needs.
And that's all we have for phone.
Yes, and so we did have phones with Verizon at one time. What happened was that we were with Sprint, and they didn't have the iPhone at the time.
It's a while back.
Yeah, it was a while back. And then we went to Verizon because they had the iPhone, but they also had unlimited data with no restrictions, and that's why we went to them. Well, it came down to the fact that our package was up, and we needed, in order to get the 4G at the time, we needed to upgrade our phones. And of course, at that time, Verizon was telling us, well, we don't have that package anymore. You will have to get one of these capped off data plans. And we said, what did we say?
Oh, and they also try to push that, we call it, where, oh, you can share your data like that's some awesome thing to do. I'm like, no, I want my own plan my thing.
The thing is that we're both IT related fields.
We're not stupid. We understand that stupid psychology. Like, everybody gets 4 gigs to share, and I'm like, get 0.1 gigs because
I really think that there was like they were going to turn to us and we're going to go, oh, spoons, and I really think
we got grandfather claused into it though. We didn't have to.
Yeah, we didn't have to upgrade, but you think about.
But as soon as the iPhone came...
Yeah, the iPhone came out, and we switched back to Sprint.
We left.
And we left them. And so we got unlimited data with Sprint. And we're still grandfather clocked with Sprint on that data. And because it's so important in the sense that, when we research and all that good stuff, we need that data.
Patrick Spore's email probably takes, I don't know, at least 1 gig per email.
Don't bother printing that off.
No.
So I usually say...
No disrespect. I was just saying there's a lot to process.
It is a lot to process. And
all of it interesting. And
now, I know you're probably thinking, Well, what does this whole story have to do with what I was about to tell you? Was that today I watched this video, and do you remember the guy from Verizon that would say, "Can you hear me?
Oh.
Can you hear me now?"
Yes,
Can you hear me
I
now?
still have nightmares.
Apparently, he's doing commercials for Sprint. I believe his name is Paul, and he starts off the commercial saying, "Hey, I'm Paul, and I have switched to Sprint, and you probably are wondering why the switch." Well, Sprint comes up to there's only a 1% difference between Sprint and Verizon. So why am I going to spend all this extra money with Verizon when I can go to Sprint?
Do you realize there's absolutely no information in that statement?
That is true. I mean, how can you validate that?
1% what?
1% difference of
what?
cotton candy?
Connection speed, cost, gigabits per floppy, whatever,
Okay,
you know.
in full disclosure, we have enjoyed our Sprint service, and so Sprint, if you're listening to this...
Please don't cancel our service. I can probably pay this month.
Remember,
Probably.
we came back to you. You didn't have what we wanted, but we did come back to you. So, yeah, so it's got the guy, and I think you kind of called him a traitor because he jumped ship into Sprint commercial
Well,
bill.
you know, in this day and age, you got to make a buck.
Mm-hmm. Well, true. I mean, I guess...
But you do an ad for Verizon if they said, hey, here's $2,000 to just come over here and say, you know, Spaceboy Universe approved.
$2,000, that's all? Well,
I don't know. I don't know
mean,
what corporate shills go for nowadays.
Is it just one commercial I would have to do, or
Yeah, well, walk on.
a walk on and just say that and get paid $2,000?
Yeah.
Well, it would pay for the Spaceboy Universe cost for some time.
Yeah, and it's part of the things we've been
Working
down
on.
about.
Yeah. Well, you know, got to keep a silver lining there. Things will
Yeah.
work out. Let's see here.
We get some sleep.
We talked about Twinkies. We talked about John Hamm.
Hey, did you see this?
See what?
I had not heard about this. Hyperloop. Do you know what that is?
Does this have to do with the magnetic train?
Hyperloop.
Oh, wait. I was going to say, I had this vibe from K28 about I know what that is.
Trains. UFO trains. Hyperloop 1 plans for passengers by 2021. Here's why riding it won't kill you. So they're fine. Is this a maglev thing? Are we talking about? Or on maglev, you just knocked me
There,
off.
I put you back on. I was drinking a little drink there. I think it's maglev. Kay, are you out there? Do you know anything about the lift, the loop, and if it's
going to be
maglev?
enclosed inside of a tube, not exposed to the weather and elements.
Is it more like
700 miles per hour?
like a vacuum tube kind of thing?
That's an interesting idea. There's a rush to make it accessible to the public right now. I think they're thinking more about freight transportation in 2017. That's a long time, 2020 or 2021.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to start out by transporting cargo
And I believe
for 2 years.
Elon Musk is in this somehow, I believe.
Yeah, they've got an open air test going on.
Yeah, the prototype is magnetic.
But so it's not going to be maglev, or I don't know.
I guess the ultimate one has a secret propulsion method, according to what K28 is saying.
So they're saying the speed could have an effect on the human body. Have they compensated for that?
Like the inertia?
2.5 Gs, it says.
Are we talking about the inertia effect,
Yeah,
I guess?
luckily, it says, luckily humans can take much more than if need be. Why would it need be?
Well,
No, thank you.
Maybe you want to get there quicker. Now, you know, it's funny. You bring this up, and I immediately start thinking about the underground tunnels that we've read about that connect to, most of the Southwest.
Yes. So-called underground tunnels that connect Air Force bases on the Southwest, at least in the Southwest, as far as I can remember hearing about.
Connecting to Denver Airport, just different destinations. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, you threw me off with that one.
Sorry.
I was like,
Hand gestures you cannot see. So, so the human body can withstand so many G's, like 3 and 8 during takeoffs. I wouldn't want to do that. Apparently, doesn't feel any different than traveling on an airplane once you're in motion. As long as the speed remains constant, your body won't notice it.
Yeah, because basically when you're in motion, you're a part of that motion.
Well,
so you're and I would only assume that the takeoff and then the braking part is when you would feel those G's.
Well, is that for supposedly long distances?
Yeah, I believe that they want to connect. Like, can you imagine going from New York to L.A. in 4 hours or something like that?
I'm the kind of person can't imagine why you'd want to go to either place, but wasn't there somewhat of controversy here in Texas to do just a plain old maglev bullet train from Houston to Dallas?
Well, there was, but I don't know.
It got shut down by.
Was it the environmental thing, or?
Yeah, or local businesses around where they would have to put in the structures, and it was. Oh,
I tell you what, let's pause for there. Let's take a little break. We'll take a little sippy. And it's not copyrighted. It's paying homage to Bunny, so whatever. So we'll be right back after this commercial. And hey, if you want to call in, 713-701-5214. Hello, Space Cadets. It's me, Spaceboy of Spaceboy Universe Live. I'm here to ask you to consider donating to cover our costs for broadcasting our live show. We love our show. We believe in the product, but we need your support. So visit SpaceboyUniverse.com and click the Donate Now button. This will take you to the SBU PayPal account, and you can choose the payment type of your choice. Every little bit helps. Sirlana and I appreciate your support. And as always, listen to Spaceboy Universe live on Saturday nights at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, only on SpaceboyUniverse.com.
Hello, Space Cadets. It is announcer Savannah. I want to tell you that as a dedicated member of the SBU team, you always want to look your best. Do it in a Spaceboy Universe t-shirt. Get yours at spaceboyuniverse.com by clicking the banner on the website. Remember that, it's Spaceboy's Universe, and you're in it.
This is author Jordan Root. You are listening to the Spaceboy Universe.
This is K28, and I'm listening to Spaceboy Universe.
Hi, y'all. This is Lori calling from Texas, and I love listening to Spaceboy Universe.
Hey, this is Dave Cruz, host of Beyond the Strange, and you're listening to Spaceboy Universe.
This is Wendy. I'm listening to Spaceboy Universe.
Hey, y'all. This is Lorelai DeLille. I listen to Spaceboy Universe. Don't you? Tell your mom and them I said hi.
The epic battle begins this Friday. Direct from ringside at Laser Death Melt. It's Bot versus Bot in Galaxy's 2-ton weight championship, where your challenger, Good Bot, will face the reigning champion, Bad Bot. You're terminated. Reserve seating starting at $30. 2-drink minimum, where ladies don't get in free. This is an SBU production. You're listening to Spaceboy Universe.
Hi, this is Spaceboy, and I want to take this time to invite you to join Spaceboy and Sirlana in our on-demand show called Data Bites, bite-sized pieces of the universe. You can catch it on demand on Spreaker.com. Just search for Spaceboy Universe. And remember, it's Spaceboy's Universe, and you're in it. Hey, Sirlana!
What?
If Spaceboy Universe was cheese, would you eat it? Come on now, it's a simple question.
Maybe.
SpaceboyUniverse.com. Techno, dance, atmospheric moods? Yes, my friends. My latest release, Digital, has something for everyone. Even makes a great gift for Grandma. Buy your digital download at SpaceboyMusic.com.
Greetings, Space Cadets. Let's see what's in the sky tonight in the Spaceboy universe. Tonight, in the eastern sky, we have Spaceboy universe rising above the horizon in glorious splendor. And in the west, we can see Solanus Majoris, which is visible at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, just below the K28 belt. So keep your eyes on the sky and listen to Spaceboy universe.
Greetings everyone. You can catch Spaceboy Universe on every Saturday night at 9 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. However, we know that you might not be able to catch the live show. That is why we have many places to listen to it on demand, like iTunes, SoundCloud, YouTube and Spreaker. So take the universe with you wherever you go. Always remember that, it's Spaceboy's universe, and you're in it.
To call in, dial area code 713-701-5214. You are listening to Spaceboy Universe. Here are your hosts, Spaceboy and Sir Lana.
Yes, we're back, believe it or not, and it is Tuesday, and you're in the middle of beta test week with Spaceboy and Solana on SpaceboyUniverse.com. The phone lines are open at 713-701-5214. Solana, later this week, Friday, we're going to have Gordon on talking about his new material. He's agreed to come on Friday to speak with us.
Okay.
Might have somebody for Thursday. I don't know yet. I'm still working on that. Kind of a surprise.
Mysterious.
Yeah, mysterious. But
I don't know.
Yeah, even you don't know. But at least right now, as it stands, we've got Gordon that'll be on Friday. We have Solaris Blue Raven on Saturday. So it's all fun in the neighborhood once again. So I was on the net, as I always am. And apparently I saw this video on Coast to Coast AM of apparently somebody took a drone and they caught a picture of Bigfoot running across a field into a wooded area. I know you haven't seen it, but probably...
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say. But I have a big problem with this video. From where the video is being taken from, you can barely see what looks like something walking across a field into a forest area. So, one, how do they know it's a Bigfoot?
Yeah, more of this speculation.
Yeah. So I really have problems with videos like this where they're going to make a giant leap to say it's this, and without... Well, it's hard to say because you can't barely see it in the first place. I mean, obviously you see somebody walking across a field and then going into this wooded area, but there is no close-up of, if I was a drone and I saw that, I would have went zoomed down, got down there, and started taking pictures left and right. But, I guess if you think about it, let's look at this logically, Sir Lana.
Okay.
How many times have we seen YouTube videos where you get someone who's not focused on taking the video versus they're more focused on the individual that got hurt or got...
Oh, don't even get me started. It's like...
Car crash.
I understand that these things happen spur of the moment. Nobody's a professional videographer, filmmaker, but... My instinct is when something happens, you keep it on the action of... well, you know what I mean.
Right, well, I guess we both get frustrated over the fact... I mean, sure, it's in some of our natural instinct to go and help somebody.
So you're saying, screw the injured.
No, I mean, there could be other...
Focus on the action.
There could be other people. Well, even if it's not somebody like... When we watch a fail video or something like that... We've seen other videos where people are taking pictures of, let's say, a house is burning down or, whatever, something that, obviously it's not some kid that's fallen off his bike and now he has no Franks and beans anymore because he pretty much, nailed it on when his bike fell off. I think you know what I'm talking about. Now, I'm talking about other videos where I get motion sickness and it looks like a Blair Witch video.
Yeah.
And, there's no focus. And then also, come on, people. Your iPhone can perform landscape pictures versus portrait.
Panoramic.
Panoramic. I mean, turn that phone to the side and stop holding it upright so you only get like a part of the picture. I don't want to see all the way into the sky and all the way to the ground. I want to see the horizon and what else is going on to cause whatever's going on in the video. I think that and this is a PSA, by the way, if you properly learn phone etiquette to filming things, then your life will be a lot better and your videos will be more received. And who knows, you might catch that Bigfoot.
I was just going to add to that, if that's okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, something we didn't discuss when we had Garitano, because we were focused like a laser on his stuff, which is what we should do. But something I found on the side, on the Bigfoot thing, and then we can put him to bed for the night. Apparently, okay, there's this, I don't know if it was, they said earlier this year, I don't know if it's this year or what year it was, but it had to have been recent. Okay, so the scientific community says they've discounted Bigfoot because there's no hard evidence, conclusive evidence.
The only evidence I've seen out there are footprints, but even at those,
yeah, well, okay,
it's not 100% hard evidence.
This is relevant because it's in Texas for us.
Yeah.
Texas veterinarian, not veteran, veterinarian as an animal doctor, Melba Ketchum announced that her team of researchers had found Bigfoot DNA, but no science journal would publish their findings.
Really?
So her lab was picked to analyze suspected Bigfoot / Yeti hair from Bhutan.
And guess who's involved in that?
Josh Gates, who jumped ship from sci-fi and went to some legit places on Travel Channel.
Now, I would love to interview Josh Gates.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, Dennis.
Well, well, we don't get too big for our britches.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's where this sample came from, his show.
Mm-hmm.
So they sent it to Ketchum's lab. Oh, Ketchum herself appeared on Destination Truth in 2009 and 2010 as a forensic analyst. So that's her specialty.
Right.
She became the go-to person for people who had supposedly collected Bigfoot DNA. Okay, so over the next period of time, she got more samples from all over, from various sources, and more funding to conduct research on this.
Right.
Hair, blood, saliva, and tissue through her own lab and other laboratories she collaborated with. So it was a 5-year-long DNA study, by the way. Sorry. And it was currently, it was under peer review, and it confirms the existence of a novel hominin hybrid species called Bigfoot or Sasquatch in North America. So they had extensive DNA sequencing, and so it was suggesting that it's a human relative that arose approximately 15,000 years ago as a hybrid cross of modern Homo sapiens with an unknown primate species. And at that point, I checked out mentally. So
she's basically describing a missing link that's beyond us.
Yeah, but here's the rest of it. The nuclear DNA described as novel, unknown hominid related to Homo sapiens and other primate species. Thus, the researchers concluded from this DNA data that not only does North American Sasquatch exist, but it's a hybrid species, the result of males of an unknown hominin species crossing with female Homo sapien. But her published papers were less than impressive. It made no sense on an evolutionary scale. It led to controversies about her credibility. There were no reliable physical evidence, no fossil records, no historic records, or undisputed videos of Sasquatch doing their thing.
Right.
Her lack of experience in specialized field of primate genetics hurt her credibility, and with the members of the scientific community. So that was just a little aside thing I found.
Yeah, I remember reading that article a while back. Yeah, this Bigfoot thing is quite an interesting subject matter. I mean,
I could take it or leave it.
I know it's not.
Personally.
It's not high on your list as far as fringe subjects.
I feel like it's been tapped out.
I guess, yeah, it really comes down to, okay, it's kind of like alien UFO things. I think we're at a point where
saturation.
We need the thing that needs to happen now is the truth needs to come out. I mean, we need to say, you see a Bigfoot come out of the woods and you shake his hand
but even at that, how do you know it's not some kind of biological construct
that is
that
true.
Our government put together? Because there's these theories out there saying that, like, what's his name?
Like that movie Spliced?
I didn't see it. I know what you're talking about, though, but I can't think of his name. Dr. Greer says that, like, the Greys or something our military put together and are so good, they're so convincing, but then they could combine this with these blue beam holographic technologies and the psychotronic beaming of suggestions of thought control, and they can make you believe anything, which probably we'll talk about this Saturday with our guest.
I'm looking forward to that. It should, like I said, I'll probably be quiet listening to both of y'all. I mean, both of you are a wealth of information when it comes to this subject matter.
No, I'm not.
What, about Project Beam and all that? You know,
Project Blueberry? No.
I did not say blueberry. I might have said FFAA earlier, but
Funky Federal Aviation.
But yeah, it goes back to what we were talking earlier. How can you trust untrustable thing? Like, for example, I had this thing where, you know, when you read the story about like these aliens and being able to mess with your mind and make you see things that are really not there. For example, like, here's a scenario, and like, for example, let's say aliens broke in, and you pull your gun out, and they're not good aliens, so you're going to try to protect yourself. I know this. Just journey with me on this one, okay? You pull your gun out, and then they make themselves look like, let's say they made them look like you, right?
Oh, those poor things.
I'm just saying, well, then that would make me hesitate to shoot because...
Oh, yeah, I see where you're going.
So how can I trust what I'm seeing as the truth?
This was a movie, wasn't it? Several movies.
I mean, I don't know if it was a movie or not. If maybe one of our space cadets can think of a movie of this magnitude. But that's what bothers me, is how can I trust what I'm seeing and if it's not true? I mean...
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
It could be a holographic universe.
Well,
could be in the Matrix.
So
could be living in a shotgun shack.
You're not my beautiful wife. This is not my beautiful house. So like I said, that is the ultimate thing. Like, who can you trust? So yeah, the Bigfoot thing. At the very least, I'm still looking forward to Christopher Garetano.
You don't bother it won't bother you?
Well, some things push back in the night. Mm-hmm. So.
Ever seen a bear walk on its hind legs? That's freaky.
Yeah, we saw a video.
That's scarier than a Bigfoot to me.
That is kind of weird looking. So, what else have you got out there before we start winding this up?
I accidentally closed that tab.
Oh, that's not... The Adjustment Bureau, I can't say the word. It's one of those
You're
nights.
Tired, too.
I'm tired. We're tired tonight, and we apologize.
Physically and emotionally exhausted.
We're just trying to make it through tonight, and I haven't made any plans to do Spaceboy music tomorrow, but I better not say anything, and because K20 might get upset. So we got to take a night for research and development for the big show
and experiments and stuff.
We got to briefly go over Gordon and briefly go over, well, not briefly, but definitely be on our guard for Solaris Blue Raven, because she brings both.
Our guard, she's gonna get us.
She brings both guns to the table. I mean, she is quite the interesting topic.
And we had a good time on her show.
Yeah, we did. Let's see what else here.
And Patrick Sporer is going to be on her show right after us on Saturday night.
True. So let's
I'd
see.
like to hear her and him interact. That'll be interesting.
Indeed, because they're both quite interesting people. So when you put interesting people together, there's no telling what will come out of that. So, okay, just a news flash. Apparently, Bobby Brown says he's had sex with a ghost. Alrighty then. So
Well, I'm so glad I know that now. I'll sleep easier knowing that.
There is a swimming hole that you should probably avoid no matter how high the temperature gets. A lake of sulfuric acid found in Costa Rica that is so potent that it has killed all of the vegetation from 10 feet around it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard of such things. Did you see that one? Were you also watching that video where this guy was up in a crater lake, and it was sulfuric, highly acidic, and if you put anything metal based, it'll start eating it away within seconds. So he got in like a rubber dinghy, and it was little when it was blow up. So and he says,
did it deflate?
It didn't. It held together, but they said don't test its limits. Come back in.
Let's get in a big old lake that's full of acid. And I mean, how crazy do you have to be to do something like that, huh?
Well, it can be any crazier than getting it on with a ghost. I mean,
well, every little step you take.
Oh, nice one. Golf clap, everyone.
From mid-court, 3 points.
Golf clap.
So, I'm trying to think of what else.
Get out your scorecards, people, and please mark that down in the Spaceboy column.
Oh, another thing I'm waiting for is Planet Nibiru to show up.
Is
Planet X?
Is that real? Or is that just like an unconfirmed
supposedly,
fun rumor?
I guess we'll find out.
It's a fun rumor.
We are always being told that we'll find out soon. I mean, they're just now starting to acknowledge that there's possible planets beyond Pluto.
Well, of course, there's got to be tons of things beyond Pluto.
Mm-hmm. Well, you have the Oort cloud, and you've got all the comets that are out there just waiting to be nudged into the.
I don't know anything about the Oort cloud. I've heard that name thrown around.
It's basically a sphere that surrounds the solar system.
That sounds cool.
Well, it's cool. It's definitely cool.
It sounds like a very hip nightclub, the Oort cloud, and you have to go down into a basement to get into it.
What is your name? I'm sorry, but you're not on the list.
Only fabulous people. Oh, hi, Mark.
Things you say when you're about to pass out.
Yeah. When you're hanging out.
When you're hanging out with your family. So, anything else?
Well, like I said, we're going to Comic Palooza June 18th, and that is a big deal for you. Or the universe, and that's like your Woodstock because of the Aliens cast. I don't know if we'll get near him or not. I'm sure we'll get to see him from a distance, but so you've got that, and that's like your, Well,
I will admit I'm jazzed to see the cast from Aliens, and
but I'll get to have on June 28th live via satellite the Mystery Science Theater live reunion.
Mm-hmm.
Courtesy of Riff Tracks Live.
I think I'll enjoy that as well. I mean, it should be for fun for both of us. We haven't been to the movie theater in a while, and it'll be nice to get out and do that.
Yeah, we have got to get out of this house before we go insane.
Eventually we will, and we'll get out. But the Mystery Science Theater reunion cast thing.
It's very good of you to go to that with me.
Have I not gone to all the Mystery Science? Well, not Mystery Science Theater in particular, but the Riff Tracks. I've enjoyed many of those.
Somebody at Comic Palooza worked on visual effects for Starship Troopers, and he's won some Academy Awards.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of the gentleman's name, but he did like Jumanji and Starship Troopers and other things.
Cool.
I've barely gotten through the guest list. The guest page for Comic Palooza, it's grown over the last 2 days. They kept adding people, and it's mostly comic book writers, comic book artists, illustrators, and sci-fi fantasy novelists.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what they're doing is they're trying to feature Texas-based people who are in those fields.
Yeah, there's a lot of
cool.
Texas people. And it's going to be a great event. I can't wait to get there and do our thing and have a good time doing that. It's big. I can't express how big this is for Spaceboy Universe.
Potentially, I don't know.
Yeah, just the fact that, how we're getting there and the potential is there for a lot of good things to come out of this.
Well, basically it means we have media passes, which means we don't have to stand in line with the public.
Well,
it's always a bonus.
I think that the fun thing about that is that we'll be able to, when we went to Space City Comic-Con, that we could walk back through the crowd and videotape and ask questions of the crowd.
Could we do that?
Yeah, we could do interviews, like if we see somebody in a costume or something.
I regret not stopping and talking to the guy dressed as Krieger. Yeah. He was so spot on.
Spot on. And that
Krieger from Archer.
And I guess the guy he was with was dressed up as a Ghostbusters, and he looked really good too.
Yes, he had the equipment and the look, the jumpsuit down pretty good.
So, but yeah, a lot of opportunity there to interview people that are walking in, and
we're debating whether we want to somehow get a backpack and carry your outfit.
I really would like to wear the astronaut outfit,
minus the backpack.
Yeah, that's
the fake hoses, the helmets.
The problem is carrying all that stuff around is just cumbersome, and
most people have not seen you wear the
backpack,
the quote unquote backpack that came with the suit, because it's cumbersome and it's in the way, but it has the connectors that go on there, and you didn't wear it to see Santa either.
Mm-hmm.
So, but if only you wouldn't die.
Well, let's hope that I don't.
Well, I'll say if you wouldn't die, I would say just wear the astronaut suit, no helmet, no Snoopy cap, just wear your Converse shoes, but put the chimp mask on. But you can only last 2 minutes in that thing.
No, the chimp mask would just kill me.
Maybe we should get an X-Acto knife and try to make more.
Can't mess with perfection.
Yeah.
Well, Sir Lana, guess what?
It's time.
It is.
Yay! We go to bed. Yay!
Anyway, this has been Spaceboy of Spaceboy Universe with my lovely co-host, Sir Lana. We'll see you Thursday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Good night, everyone.
Spaceboy Universe is hosted by Spaceboy and Sir Lana. Executive producer is Sir Lana. Producer credit goes out to Dennis Koch. Find Spaceboy at spaceboymusic.com and spaceboyuniverse.com. This has been a Spaceboy Universe production. You have reached your final destination. Good night, Space Cadets.